backstage.
Oh
which
yeah,
y'all showcased, dude.
Thanks, bro.
That was intense.
Dude, that was a lot of fun. I used to actually work there. So
Snap.
Yeah, during college, that was my internship.
Oh, okay.
And Brittany and Ray are the ones that put it on, and Ray is like a hit songwriter himself. But they took me on as an intern, I think at the end of my freshman year. So I did that for a minute, and I was getting to meet all these songwriters and stuff, and then it came a time where I got the opportunity to have my deal, and then I left them, but they've stayed such good friends, and she always invites me back to play, and it's so nice to be able to meet like the songwriters that are playing on that show that day too, because every time that they have a show, they have somebody who's had a number one on it, because it's like a hit songwriter showcase. So it's nice to meet them, but it's also just nice to go back and see her, because she's just been a friend.
So were you doing like the door guy kind of thing, or?
Oh yeah, dude, I was checking names off the list at the front door every day, bro.
That's sick.
I sucked at it too.
Oh yeah.
I could never find their names on the list. I'd be like flipping through like 3 times, and I'm like, oh, it's on the first page. I'm like,
just go in.
Yeah. I'm like, you're good.
You're good. So is that kind of how you? So you said you had a deal. Is that how you got like your current deal? Was meeting people through there?
No. So it's a really serendipitous story, honestly. To me, it was definitely a God thing. But so I met one of my good friends. Her name's Kendall Inskeep, and I met her probably, right when I moved to town. So probably almost 4 years ago now. And we just became friends. Like, we have very similar, like, just interests and likes, in the music realm, and we both, I think, like to sing like soulful music. And so we hit it off right away. We became like really fast, like writing partners.
Yeah.
So we started writing a bunch, and then she got a deal with the company that I'm at right now. And she was going to do like the little showcase for them to be like, hey, here's who you signed, so y'all can, kind of take a look. And I played with her for that. And then Brett, who's the owner of the company, had heard me play before, but that night after the showcase, he offered me a deal. And that's the deal that I'm at right now. I've been with them for almost 2 years.
Yeah. How has that deal kind of like evolved over these 2 years? Like,
it's a good question.
And like, what it kind of look like, I know there's so many, there's so much talk about like what's a good deal and a bad deal. Like, is this deal working for you? Like, how did it start out?
Yeah.
And how do they kind of pitch it to you?
Yeah. So I mean, I think at least from what I know, which is not a lot,
Okay.
but I think it was a pretty standard first deal for like a Nashville songwriter, and I can honestly tell you more about how I felt about it and how that's changed more than what the deal has actually changed.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's changed and evolved as per the contract.
Sure.
Like there's certain things that that change in the contract every period or whatever. I don't know how much I'm at liberty to discuss that.
Sure.
Part of it, but I think for me, I started out, I was like so green and so ready, and I just like pedal to the metal, was writing all the time, and I definitely burned out a couple times. So that was interesting because it showed me the limits of my creativity. You know what I mean? And because before that, I think, and really often I think us as like creative people, we look at our creativity as our tools, like this is our bag, this is our tool chest,
Right.
And for me, that showed me very quickly how much my creativity is a gift, and how it's a renewable resource, I guess, but you can exhaust it really quickly. Sure. And then it's like playing a game on your phone where you have to wait for more energy to go back and play another round.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I learned how to deal with that, I think, pretty early on. And I'm still learning how to do it, man. It's still like balance just in general. Sorry, I know I'm bouncing all around different topics and shit, but yeah, I think I just learned a lot about balance over this time. And then also just like it changed a lot of my views on music and writing and creativity in general. And I mean, still things that I go back and forth on all the time. I think like anybody does, you know, with just, I guess, the grandiose idea of being creative, but just figuring out what I want my songs to be. What do I want to write for? And it's like feeling okay if I just want to write something fun or if I want to write something deep. And I think the conclusion that I'm at right now, at least, and this will probably evolve and change, is that, you know, all the music that I write for myself and even for other people too, I want, you know, pieces of truth and reality in that for sure.
Yeah.
And especially for my own music, I want it to be real and authentic. And I want it to be able to portray something that feels honest.
Yeah.
And that was a challenge to learn how to put that into songs that you're writing for other people.
Sure.
Because, you know, what you think of as honest for you might not be the same for somebody else. And learning how to put, you know, something real about how I'm feeling and like what I want to say and how I want to say it into a song about a beer in a truck was very difficult.
Yeah.
But, you know, yeah, and I'm still learning, but
Yeah.
I would say I think that's like the biggest thing that this deal has changed for me is just my outlook on music and my own career. And
Yeah, and I'm sure like, you know, the levels of appreciation that you have for the industry and like what kind of position you like what role you play in this whole thing, you know, I'm sure that view has changed too. Because I know whenever I start making money from playing music, it definitely changes the way that you interface with music, you listen to music in your free time, the way you enjoy yourself, and not just working in music, but being around music in Nashville. How has Nashville changed your relationship with music?
That's a loaded question. That's a loaded question, dude. Oh shoot. Okay.
Because not just in like, not just in the way that you feel about doing the music all the time, but like I'm sure you also get these individual moments that kind of weigh more than the rest of the time. Like these moments that maybe like are more significant, even though they're rarer. Like, so talk like what kind of things have you experienced in Nashville that have changed the way that you kind of appreciate music day to day?
Totally, dude. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you know already. Even you've been here a short time, but it's like this town is so overly saturated in music.
Yeah.
And sometimes that feels amazing, and sometimes that feels so shitty.
Yeah.
Because there's so many good people.
Yeah.
And there's so many good people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's inspiring and damning at the same time, but like, I don't know. I think, you know, I was just so green and excited when I moved here, and it felt very inspiring and enlivening to be in a place where everybody else felt the same way about music that I did. But yeah, dude, I think like definitely the first, it was my second year living here, I think, was the first time I ever took a car ride with the radio off.
Yeah.
It just
that hit deep.
Yeah, dude.
Hit deep.
Yeah, man. I mean, it have like has that happened to you yet?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Especially like when you're doing it for a living and as well, you know, you're listening and creating music all day. And I was talking to one of my buddies about this actually. He's a great producer. And he has 2 kids and a wife, and he has been like a contractor most of his life, you know. And I was talking to him about it, and he was like, yeah. Because I feel like most people who have like the 9-to-5 mindset don't really understand how draining it is to create as well.
Right.
And I was talking to him, and I was like, man, how do you feel about it? And he told me that he was like, I could build houses all day in the hot Texas sun, come home, have dinner, watch a movie, like play with my kids. He said, when I come home from a studio session or a writing session, I'm done for the rest of the day. He's like, I'm quiet. My eyes are just see through, you know? He's like, I'm not thinking about anything.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I think it's very easy to discredit how emotionally draining it can be.
Yeah.
Especially because we have this stigma around, you know, like, well, I don't know if I necessarily call it a stigma, because it's true. At the same time, it's like you know, the old saying, you do what you love, you never work a day in your life.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that it doesn't take something out of you.
Right.
At the same time. And it's like, I love it every day.
Yeah.
But I need rest sometimes.
Yeah. I think it's so hard too, because as creatives, we judge ourselves so hard.
100%.
So, you know, whenever you're doing like physical labor, like when I've worked on maintenance crews and stuff, you really kind of just get to like focus on the task at hand.
100%.
And like when there's so much less like judgment and self-critique and emotion and vulnerability, like there's none of that in physical labor. But like this creative art is like, oh, how is this going to be perceived? How is this true to who I am? You know, there's so many things that we're you know, critiquing, and it's exhausting, and it is also just like you know, it's a spiral. It can lead to worse art, and then it leads to a spiral of you know, feedback loop of judgment.
100%, dude. And that's when, yeah, exactly like you said, the art starts to go downhill. Yeah. And you start to judge everything you're writing based off of what you think is going to sell, or what you think is going to, definitely went through that phase. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I think there is still like,
yeah. On a lighter note, we love what we do.
Yeah. I think there is something to be said about like manual labor though.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I've been recently getting back into it, like just getting outside and working. I read this book recently. What was it called? I'll have to get back to you on that, because it's a really good book. But one of the chapters talks about getting back in touch with, and I mean specifically for men, getting back in touch with your manhood. And like, you know, I think there's like, as dumb as it sounds, like there's something like primal about like getting your hands dirty,
for sure,
building something and like seeing the fruits of your labor. And also it has a creative element to it, because it's like you're getting to make something and then you see it right there. Yeah. You know, whereas like in music, even if you write the song, even if you're going to record it, that whole process is probably going to take 3 months before you get a final right, you know, bounce. And it's just, I don't know, there's something to be said about balancing, because when you're all, it's the pendulum swing, right? It's like, excuse me, when you're all emotion heavy, then your highs are going to be really high and your lows are going to be really low. And that's not necessarily bad, but
it can be dangerous.
Right, exactly.
It could be self-destructive. It
right.
can be
ungrounded.
Yeah.
You know,
it can be intense.
Yeah, 100%. And then I feel like it creates like a volatile lifestyle. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you don't have anything that grounds you in a different way. Yeah. If music is your only focus, if anything is your only focus, you know, that you don't have anything to pull you back.
Yeah. No, I mean, physical like labor and work is very therapeutic.
Yeah.
It can be. It can also, you know, break you too, but just in the sense of like, you know, you get out of your mind, you get out of your head. There's some moments of creating that can be like that too, where it's therapeutic, but it's just, it's good to expend energy. You know, you don't, some of the craziest I've been is being cooped up in a house, like, you know, really didn't physically do that much, but thinking and just, you know, using my brain all day and not, you know, expending any of that energy. Like that seems to be what we're really made to do, is just like work. And if we don't get that out, then it's just, you're just going to be pent up. Right.
How did you feel when you were working on like those jobs, like those construction jobs and stuff?
Yeah. I mean, I was working like, so the recording studio, Dockside Studio, I used to do some like work at the rent houses and stuff. And I mean, it's just, you kind of, you know what you got to do for the day, and you almost don't realize how much work you've done until you take a lunch break, until you're done for the day, and it's like, oh snap, like one, I did a lot. I'm exhausted. I feel great, but I also feel like decompressed. Like I feel completely like used, and it feels good. It's a good feeling to like have all this progress you just made in the day, and it's a great feeling.
100%, dude. Like goal-oriented things.
Yeah.
The reason I ask is because I'm like, I've been trying to, I just never have been a disciplined person.
Sure.
So I'm trying to like, find ways to implement like task-oriented mentality more into my daily life. Yeah. Because it's like when you're, I don't know, when you're in a creative field, it's very easy to justify doing anything.
Yeah.
Right. And you don't necessarily, like you said, have a task that you like, right. I need to get this done this day. It's like a lot of it's just floating in the air because it's like it could get done anytime. And that's probably one of my biggest frustrations with the music industry is everybody is very woo. And I mean not everybody. It makes it fun. It makes it a really fun environment, and I absolutely love all the people that I work with. But it's just it's also hard because everybody has an independent career, and it's hard to get people on the same page to do something.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry for that tangent.
No, man, it's good. And man, bringing that up reminds me of working at Dockside, and we were talking about like driving with the radio off, man. There's a great quote from Steve Nails, the owner. He said, my favorite song is Silence. and, that's someone who owns a recording studio, right. Literally like makes his entire living around producing records, and he's around music constantly. And, it kind of speaks to how we have to, treat ourselves and how we have to relax with just turning the ear sensations off. Like
totally,
like so much ear stimulation is just, it gets old, and you need a break from it, which is like, most people, I get jealous of how they listen to music. They listen to way more music than I do.
I know. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like, I just don't pleasure listen to music that much.
Right. Like how much new music do you seek out on a regular basis?
Dude, not much.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, what kind of listener are you? Are you like, because I know for me, I find like 4 or 5 new songs maybe a month, maybe every 2 months, and then I listen to those on repeat.
Yeah, and you burn them out.
Yeah, 100%, dude. I burn every song out until I can't listen to it anymore.
Yeah,
but I'll keep it on one playlist so I can go back and look at the periods of my life and be like, this is what I was listening to. I was like, I had horrible taste freshman year of high school.
Yeah, yeah. I've always been. I mean, it's ever since I started trying to do music professionally, I've always just been listening to the music that I was learning for the gig,
right,
or whatever. And just lately, it's just been like, man, I just want to listen to a podcast. I just want to listen to a comedy special or something. Like the music, it's all sounding the same. It's all blending together. It's like, or if I'm listening to it, I'm trying to learn it. I'm like, I don't want my brain to be on like that.
That's a great point too.
Yeah.
It's like, it's very hard not to listen critically to music.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel that big time, dude.
Yeah. And I started, doing some production, like started recording myself and recording my band. So now when I'm listening to songs, I'm like, oh man, that snare sound is crazy. Like, I'm like, oh, that, like, man, how would I do that? How could I get that or whatever? And even when I'm watching videos, like, when I started editing the podcast and stuff, now every time I watch a video, I'm thinking like, okay, they're cutting to a new angle like every 3 seconds. They're what was the swing? Like how are they producing this product? Like so it's changed the way I interface with other people's art.
Totally, dude.
It's weird.
It's like, don't you wish that you could just go back and just like
it's like the first time you watch a movie.
Yeah, dude, or like the first time you heard insert band here that you love,
right?
And you're like, I wish I could hear that music for the first time without any of this,
right?
Without any of these boxes that it's because that's such our human nature is like put everything. I actually learned about this in a psychology class one time. Okay. It's like we have these things in our head that are pre-programmed to divide all of the data that comes in, like all of the outside stimulus, to be able to help us handle it and not freak out.
Yeah.
It automatically says, okay, like I don't have to think about that being a plant in the corner when I walk in. I'm like, plant, couch, cool, you know, or like somebody says, we do the same thing with people, right? It's like when I meet somebody, I'm trying to like figure out who, like what style of person they are, because you know, we have like, you know, I'm like, oh, is this guy a jock, or is like, do they fit like the stereotypes, and you have those in your head, and you're like trying to trying to pin somebody down. But yeah, I forgot where I was going with that.
Yeah, like humans are really like, they're organizers, they're labelers. Yeah. They, you know, it's pretty automatic to just categorize stuff. And it's like when you're listening to music, you know, you're automatically like, oh, that's a 145, that's like a GDC, and like that's a this, that, this. And I'm like, you know, first time I heard like Fortunate Son, Creedence Clearwater Revival or whatever, one of my favorite songs of all time. And then I learned how to play guitar a little bit better, and I realized it's just like GCD. I'm just like, oh, like some part of me lost an appreciation for that song once I realized how simple it was. Totally. But I'm like, what? That's so unfair, because it sounds incredible. Right. It's a great song. That's so unfair.
I know. It's like, no, dude, you're so right.
It's like,
yeah, dude, you hit my point on the head right there. Yeah. Yeah. No, totally. It's super unfair. It's just kind of stupid. I hate that we do that. Yeah. Because, you know, the same thing. It's like you go to any kind of concert, or you hear like Pink Floyd. It's kind of like, I mean, they have a lot more complex stuff in their music, but yeah, dude, it makes it hard as a musician and as a creator too. I feel like that's where we get these two different casts of like, this is contemporary music, and this is music for musicians. You know, it's like we're the only ones that listen to Jacob Collier.
Right. That's true.
You know what I mean? And it's like,
it should be way bigger. Should be way more listened to.
Right. 100%. I agree. But it's like, it's just like, I mean, it's like anything with drugs or alcohol or anything. It's like, once you get the first little, you have to up the game. You have to constantly search for things you don't understand in music to be stimulated by it. Wow. You know, because like, and that's why I've gone back and forth with like wanting to learn jazz. Yeah. Because part of me wants to know how to do it, but also part of me just wants to be able to enjoy jazz and not know what the fuck's going on.
That's a great point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's true, man. And it's like, and then also once you go down that path, then you're going to be unsatisfied.
Exactly.
You're going to have to friggin' up it up, man. Like, my roommate's been showing me this crazy fusion, you know, drumming and music. It's just been insane. And like, I can't even begin to wrap my brain around it. And like, it's impressive, but at the same time, I'm like, yo, I grew up in Louisiana. I want to dance to my music. Like, I want to be able to freaking dance with somebody. Yeah. But like, I can appreciate whatever. But like, I'm like, dang, man. I'm like, give it a break.
Yeah. I know, dude. I feel the same way about vocalists. You know, it's a big thing for me. Like, I find runs all the time that I'm trying to, you know, recreate. But at the same time, it's like, nobody wants to listen to me do that. Yeah. They want to listen to a song, you know, and I want to listen to a song. I don't want to listen to, I don't want to just, yeah, totally, man. And I can appreciate it so deeply. Like, you know, voices like Yeba or like, you know, like Layla Hathaway. Okay. Who can do, have you ever heard of Layla? No. Dude, it's so crazy. She can sing two notes at the same time. But it's like doing something weird with her vocal cords.
Oh, I have heard this.
It's kind of like Mongolian throat singing.
Yes.
That's good, but it's like, and she does like an overtone, but her overtones are super loud.
Yeah.
It's so insane.
Yeah.
But it's like, I won't put that on in my car just to listen to her go,
But she was like the girl that could like change the note. That she like, that's crazy. Controlling two different notes with your voice. Like that's
can't even imagine that, dude.
Dang. So that was awesome. Let's go on like a little tangent here.
Okay.
So we were talking about like inspiration for songs. What have been some of like the bigger life moments that have created some of your better songs?
Ooh,
And maybe it wasn't even big life moments, but just
yeah, dude. I mean, honestly, I feel like the best songs come from the smallest details about a big thing.
oh, okay.
For me,
Yeah.
one of my favorite songs that I have written right now, is this song called Good Grief. And I wrote it about, I recently, well, I guess not recently anymore, but I went through probably the toughest breakup I've been through in my life, last year. And like for like the first 6-7 months after it, I didn't really feel anything. And I thought I was such a shitty person.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, I don't feel anything. What was I doing? I must have not really loved her. And I felt so guilty for that. But then I saw her with a new guy, and I was like, it all came flooding back, and I was like, oh, I was just pushing this down. It's all been here. And that led to a lot of realizations about myself. But there's smaller details like that piece of it wasn't just like the bigger idea of the breakup.
Yeah.
It was that specific feeling. Because I think what people are drawn to is perspective on a situation. Because I mean, we all know the saying, like, there's nothing new under the sun. It's like nobody's gonna write something that nobody has heard before. And but we can write a unique take on a feeling that everybody knows, and so I guess that's what I was trying to achieve with that song. And that song just hits close to home for me. But yeah, I think it definitely doesn't always have to come from like a deeply emotional thing.
Yeah.
It can also just come from just having fun, having a good time, or like a really good night, or you meet somebody and you just like have that little giddy feeling,
Yeah.
where you're like, I want to be around you all the time. I want to put my jacket down on a puddle.
Oh. Yeah.
But yeah, and I mean, I think it comes from different places for everybody. For me, it just comes from, sitting with myself and rehashing all those things in my head, to come up with those ideas.
That is an incredible song, man. That was one of my favorite songs from that backstage show you did, man.
Thanks, brother.
That's a great song.
I appreciate it, man. It means a lot. It's been received really well, which makes me happy, because it's not something that means a lot to you, and something that people are gonna connect with aren't always the same thing.
Yeah.
But it seems that people are really, vibing with it. So I'm really happy about that, because it really does mean a lot to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's cool how people can relate to that, and like, it's just something that you experience. So it's like, it must be kind of a superpower for songwriters to like be introspective, like to look within themselves and just do something that's so them that it's everyone.
Yeah. Dude, I think it's like, I think everybody has a gift of saying things how they say them. I think, I really believe more people are songwriters than they think.
Sure.
Are out there. It's not just the people that are getting paid to do it, or the people that are having songs cut or anything.
Sure.
It's like, I've heard people, and like a lot of us, I feel like we get away with it because we listen to things that other people say and we're like, that's a song.
Yeah.
It's like, but those people don't even realize what they're saying is something that is gold, you know? But yeah, I mean, the thing that's beautiful about that to me is just like, I think as artists, we also have a lot, like a big tendency to feel misunderstood,
Yeah.
And I think moments like that, when a song is received in that light, it gives a little bit of reassurance to everybody involved. It's like our experiences are not too far apart from each other.
Sure.
And I understand what it's like to be human on the baseline, and that's what connects us, and like bringing the world together in that way, I think is really beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's incredible. Dude,
thanks for coming, by the way. I appreciated it, dude. I'm sorry I didn't get to come talk to you after.
Dude, it really blew me and Brad away, man. It was like your songs, CJ's songs.
And she kick ass.
The way y'all sing them, bro, is so freaking badass. And like I've only been here like 2 months or so.
Yeah.
Like, you said backstage Nashville. I was like, okay, like sure. I walk in. I was not expecting a room packed with like 100+ people, 200 people. Like couldn't find a seat. Like just slam with people. I was like, okay, like this is what's happening. And then like the quality of the songs were just like, yeah. I mean, this is real deal stuff. Like these are like the little hidden gems because. If you go do tourist Nashville, it's Broadway, and you go and see the cover songs and seeing the bands who just met the other musicians in the band for that gig. And
right.
It might not be like as tight of art as like, you really want to see in Nashville. But like you go to some songwriter around like the backstage or something like that, and there's an entire venue of people there just for original music and just for songwriting, and like you could never ever get anything like that in Louisiana.
I was about to say, dude, I was like, how different is that? How different is that?
A sold out room where the cover is $20, and it's like to have people in Louisiana pay for a cover. And then for original music, for any show, much less original music, and it's 3 people with acoustic guitars on stage, it's like, that was incredible, dude. Yeah, man. Thank y'all for coming.
Awesome. They really put on such a good event though too. It's like they really know what they're doing, and their dream is to showcase those writers. I think Nashville does a good job of that, just with the rounds, and it's like that's part of the culture here.
Yeah,
and that's what makes it cool. It's what makes it desirable for people to want to go out and spend money on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just had the first songwriters round ever on the Opry.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was a great round. It was the Warren Brothers, Red Akins, and I think Jesse Alexander. They freaking smashed, dude. And I think the more people learn about that kind of style, I think it'll just be good for the world, man. That's one of my big things that I want to do. Like when I grow a little bit more in my career here.
Yeah.
Once I get more established and I can, I guess like even afford to, but I would want to go back to Lafayette and give back in the musical community somehow. Because like I was talking to a good buddy of mine about this the other day. It's like in Lafayette and so many other cities across the world, it's like kids don't know that music is a professional opportunity.
Right.
And they don't even know that opportunity exists. So it's like, if I didn't go to music lessons when I was younger and my parents were like, yeah, join the band, I probably wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be writing songs in Nashville. But like, you think about how many kids, and especially like where we're at, how many blue collar families there are that expect their kids to, grow up, get a good job, work in the oil field, or be a doctor, or a nurse. And that's like, I don't know about you, like that was the main 3. It was like either medical field, oil field, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Or a trade.
Engineer.
Yeah, engineer.
Yeah.
Or welding or something like that. So yeah, I don't know. That'd be a big dream of mine, is to, go back and, partner with some other folks and maybe do like I think it would be great to have like an arts magnet school. Yeah. Or even, like a venue that caters to that. Yeah, dude, I don't know.
Dude, I mean, like, and you can't, it's so weird because we have like creative jobs or like creative fields that we're going into. And like, when COVID happened, those are technically the not essential fields or whatever. But like, I mean, just think about like how much change one song can do. Like looking at like Oliver Anthony with this song, it's like, imagine if we had more people focusing on good art and good music, that like the change that could happen across the whole system is just like, you know, amplifying the truth.
Yeah.
Amplifying like the reality of how people live and how they feel. Like that would do so much good. And but you know, you can't knock the importance of like the service industry or like essential businesses.
Totally.
But like, man, to have more opportunity for people to express their truth is like, I mean, you're gonna see positive change.
100%.
I mean, it's crazy.
100%. I think, I think that's kind of the age that we're living in right now. I think there is, you know, obviously a lot of bad things going on. Our country is very polarized right now.
Sure.
But in essence, we've only started talking about these things, you know, and it's like we're in this age right now where everybody can make a record, you know, like if you want to, like I could sit at home with an interface, my laptop, and a microphone, and I could make a record.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful because, like you said, like giving more people an opportunity to speak truth, or, you know, just to share their experience with the world. And we're just also in a much more connected age too. So it's like, I think we've only begun to like kind of see the outcome of that. I'm also like really excited to see like in 40 years what's going to be the calling card of our generation music wise. Because like every movement had music behind it.
Right.
It's like in the 70s, like the peace movement had like, it was all like folk. It was like Joni Mitchell and like, well, she might have been earlier. She might have been the 60s. Yeah. But like it was all those cats, and then it was rock and roll, man.
Yeah.
And you know, and then the 80s it was like New Jack Swing and like the like super, you know, 80s pop sounding stuff. So I'm like, I'm interested to see what that thing is going to be for our generation.
I think that's always been like a deep goal of mine, is to like be a part of the music that this generation's remembered for.
Right.
Is like to not really do something so avant-garde and so crazy like fusion jazz, but just like be part of whatever it is that this time is remembered for.
Yeah.
I hope it's not fusion jazz because I won't be a part of it. It will be. Brad's saying it will be. But like, you know, I want to be a part of that, you know?
Yeah, dude. I think that's like, it's like all of our deepest desires is to be part of something that means something.
Right.
And that's going to move people and that's going to change the world. Yeah. It's like we all want to leave our stamp on it. Yeah. You know, but not if it's fusion jazz.
Not because I don't like it, just because I can't play it.
I'm just jealous.
I'm just jealous. I missed the boat. I was listening to too much Stevie Ray Vaughan. Yeah. But so what do you kind of see as like the next steps in your career? You were talking about like, you know, kind of what the dream would be if once you're successful, but what do you kind of see as like the next chapter in what you got going on?
Oh, dude, I've been thinking about this a lot lately. I think for me right now, I'm trying to keep it as short-sighted as I can. Sure. Because I just have a tendency to think about the big picture too much.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, it is dangerous. And but yeah, so I mean, like in the immediate future, I'm working on like 3 tunes right now. So I'm focused on getting those done, getting those out. You know, taking those, shopping around for hopefully some record deals, you know, some like showcase type things, and just like try to get nailed down what I need to do for marketing it all, and how I'm going to make, I guess, like my marketing strategy authentic. Yeah. I guess, because I don't know. Right. I just like the thought of...
That's a good point.
Not that there's anything wrong with how people are marketing their music right now, but it makes me want to physically curl up into a ball and puke thinking about sitting with one of these microphones, not on a stand, lip syncing to one of my songs. You know, I'm like, dude, that sounds awful.
Dude, if 99% of people are doing it, it shouldn't be what.
Right.
It's not the right thing.
Yeah. So I mean, I just like figuring out like that kind of thing, and like how I can be artistic in that too, because I think that'll make me want to do it more. Because I hate marketing myself.
It feels like we're at a tipping point for this marketing because it's so oversaturated with, like you said, the same exact model, and it's just like it feels like it's about to burst.
Right.
It's just, I mean, I don't know who it's gonna be. Maybe it'll be one of us, but like someone's gonna tip this thing over and just do something completely different.
Yeah.
And it's gonna blow. And I mean,
she finna explode.
I can't. Yeah, man, you said it, man. I can't see myself going lip sync my songs on TikTok,
right,
bro, man.
Yeah,
that's just not me.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have to be.
No, yeah, right.
And like, yeah, the industry. I think like I can't tell you how many industry professionals have told me that I need to get my TikTok numbers up.
Man,
and I'm like. All right. And I mean, I know it's like, I want to get my social numbers up because that's a way that I can communicate with fans in general too. And it's a good thing. I have a very innate disdain for social media.
Sure.
I don't like it for my own mental health.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just being on it too much is just like, this is ruining me. This is ruining everything. Like, I'm not present with the people that I love. I'm more focused on likes and comments than I am about is my relationship good with my best friend?
Sure.
You know, things like that. So I think turning it into a more of an artistic expression will make me want to put it out there more. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's beautiful. And my girlfriend's getting on my ass about it too. It's just like, you know, it's we're both creatives, and so like I'm trying to encourage her to post more about.
What does she do?
She's a apprentice at a tattoo shop.
Oh yeah.
So she's
that's so cool.
So she's putting all these hours in, and I'm like, you know, you should show people all these hours you're putting in, like, you know, but you know, she, you know, keeps me grounded, and like, you know, I shouldn't be caring about what other people think so much as like trying to just create good art. Yeah. And like, you know, so it's like if I could care less about posting once a week or doing this or that and just focus on like actually like creating good, solid art.
Totally.
Like that's going to change my relationship with social media from like, oh, it's a job and it's not authentic and it's just kind of like, you know, noise to like, this is a place where you can come see my art. Like this is like where you can come see me do what I do.
Right. Yeah, dude. Yeah. No, I mean, that's beautiful. It's like how much of it is a necessary evil too.
Right.
It's like, cause you know, you have people like Frank Ocean.
Yeah.
Who like, nobody knows what the hell he's doing.
Yeah.
But he drops a record and everybody listens to it.
Right.
And I don't know how he did that, but I would like to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd like to know how he did that, man. But yeah, I just it's hard for it not all to turn into cannon fodder.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude.
Dude, I mean, honestly, like I'm super proud to know you, man. Like,
dude, same here, bro.
Just like you were saying, like, you know, kids in Lafayette don't really think about music as like a profession, or whatever. To see you doing what you're doing is like honestly inspiring. It's like freaking dope. The backstage show was dope as hell. Like, and it's just, I think the Louisiana guys and gals are gonna, you know, leave a good path for people in the future. And there's already some people out here, but I can feel it kind of amplifying and feel it kind of connecting. And that's kind of why I'm trying to do the podcast, is trying to, not just for Louisiana people, I'll have other people on too, but like to like show like, hey, follow me, like come, like take my hand, like let's go do this thing as big as it can possibly be. Because in Louisiana, there's just not enough information about how it's really done. And Nashville holds all the industry over here. And it's like, you know, we have real good culture, good quality people in Louisiana that really have stories to tell. And like, if they just were more educated about how the music industry actually works, like, you know, we could take some of Nashville, bring it over there, and take some of Louisiana, bring it over here.
Totally, man. And you know, I admire you for, you know, taking the leap and stuff too, because it's not easy. You know, I feel like I had an easier path because, you know, I had support from, you know, family and stuff, and I was going to school here too, so I had like another reason. But like for you and where you're at to just pick up and move, that's a scary thing, man.
Ooh, man,
it's super scary. So I commend you on your courage.
Thank you, dude.
And dude, just like the willingness to be able to go out on a limb. Yeah. That's scary as shit, dude. That's so scary. And
it is. It still is.
Yeah.
It's not any less scary yet.
Yeah.
It's been 2 months.
Right.
But thank you, dude. Thank you.
Yeah, man, of course. And I totally feel what you're saying. I can feel it in the air, dude. I feel a little bit more at home every time somebody from Louisiana moves up.
For sure.
And I start talking a little bit more like that.
May dude.
May bro.
But dude, man. Let's definitely keep in touch, man. Like, you know, like you were saying, it's probably going to be like a team effort one day when we're all successful to make
bro,
Louisiana
100%
a hub maybe one day.
Yeah, dude. You got any shows coming up soon?
I've got a show back home.
Okay, when's that?
November 3rd, I'm playing at KRVS. We're doing a show at Acadiana Center of the Arts.
What time?
I think I'm going on at like 6:30.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in Mandeville.
Oh, snap.
I know. I'm going to play the
November 3rd?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
The little festival down there. I was like, I think I'm playing at like 8. So I was like, if you're playing during the day, I'm just gonna come.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll be down there for. Have you heard of Ozone?
Maybe not the same thing, but I've heard of like the plugin.
The layer.
Oh no.
No, I'm kidding. The ozone layer. I haven't heard of the company. I've heard about the atmospheric thing.
Yeah.
No, it's like it's kind of like similar to what I was talking about. It's like a benefit that helps out like music education with kids and stuff.
Oh, sure.
But they do like a songwriters festival every year.
Oh, snap.
So I'm going down there to perform at that. But
nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. There's a guy I should connect you with. Remind me to give you his number.
Word.
After this, but
sure.
But yeah, dude. So what was for the radio station?
So it's a fundraiser for. It's called Fundraising Fado Dough. I guess it's for KRVS. KRVS's 60th anniversary show. They're going to be broadcasting the show on the radio from the ACA. So I'm opening up for like Marcel and Terrence Simeon and Corey Leday.
Nice.
So it's gonna be sweet, man. It's two 2 Grammy winners I'm opening up for. I'm like,
dude,
okay,
that's gonna be such a fun show, dude.
I'm like, let's go, bro.
Have you ever played at ACA before?
Yeah, I have. You have? We did played a couple of times, I think, but like they did during COVID. They did like the Downtown Alive at ACA.
Oh, did they?
And then they did like, you know, Lee Allen's had a couple of benefits there.
Right.
So I played the Xenofest at ACA.
Yeah. How was he? I haven't talked to Mr. Lee in a minute.
I just played Festival Cadians with Gerald and Lee.
Yeah.
And Lee's looking good. He's got a goatee now.
Oh,
he's looking sharp.
Slick.
But man, that man's survived a lot, and he's still still kicking. And you know, he usually sits on his amp, but for festival he was standing up. He was
giving dude. I love to see that.
So if Lee's standing up for a gig, I'm like, he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, dude.
He's doing pretty good.
Yeah, I love it when I get the little text from him. He said, "How you doing, soul?"
Yeah.
I love that he calls me that. I'm just like
a little morning prayer.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
100%, man. He's a good dude.
I love him.
Good man.
Oh yeah. He's done a lot for me, dude.
Same here, brother. He played with me for my first full band gig as a solo artist.
That's sick.
It was amazing. That's how I had first met him. I met him through Juan Nunez.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know Juan?
Yeah, I met Juan through Lee.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, man. My dad and Juan went to high school together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
In like the 80s.
Cool.
Yeah, a long time
Juan's
ago.
a cool cat.
He is, man.
Yeah.
He's got some good songs too. He's a good songwriter. I really enjoy a lot of the stuff that he does. But he was like my first guitar player I ever saw live.
Nice.
Yeah, dude.
Dang, man. Well, I appreciate you coming, dude.
Yeah, bro.
It's been a good one, bro. Let's do it again sometime.
I'm down, bro. Anytime.
That was cool, man. But yeah, man. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Peace.